WOWT6. This is Heartland Focus.
Hey, good morning. Good morning and welcome to Heartland Focus. I'm your host, Tim Clark. I have my mask on, basically to drive home the point that I think we still need to consistently wear this mask. This mask will, I believe, will help stop the spread of COVID-19, at least really slow it down. So wear your mask, wash your hands, just the same old, it's the same old message, but it's so powerful in terms of if we act upon it. And so it's so important that we wear the mask, social distancing, to continue, especially that now we have these variants popping up of this virus. And so it's important that we stay strong in our resolve to keep the spread of this virus from increasing. Also, go get tested. There's Test Nebraska, your medical home. If you have a medical home, call your medical doctor and ask them if you could get tested. It's something about knowing. I know for me, I want to know, but that's Test Nebraska. If you want to go to that website and you can, it can tell you how do you get tested, and you can go through that process. There's community centers. The testing, there should be free testing out there. Community centers, community health centers like One World, Charles Drew, you can give them a call. Also, as far as getting the vaccine, I know at Charles Drew, from my understanding, but please confirm by going to their website or calling, but I believe it's 18 to 64. If you have comorbidities or pre-medical conditions, high risk, that you are a candidate to get the vaccine. I know we're in phase 1B, but it's important to know that I did hear something in terms of the governor making more of a priority based on age versus comorbidities. And for folks, especially people of color and people with pre-medical conditions, I would remain steadfast in terms of just your resolve to get the vaccination. I mean, there is a lot of information out there in terms of just that will tell us that with those pre-medical conditions and comorbidities, that the virus has been more aggressive, and you're dealing with so many different factors when it comes to your immune system and fighting this virus. But if your immune system has already been challenged or weakened or compromised, of course, it's going to be more difficult to get through the complications that could take place with contracting the COVID-19 virus. So be proactive. If you know that you're diabetic, hypertension, you're dealing with cancer, all of those kind of things, call your medical home. And if you don't have a medical home, this pandemic has shed the light on the fact that you really shouldn't have one. You should have a medical home. Every family, every individual should have a medical home in which you can call and get some instructions and have a doctor that get to know you, your family, in terms of just how to take care of you. So there again, let's wear the mask. Let's continue social distancing best we can, and just be smart about it. As a Black man, 56 years old, I do plan on taking the vaccine. especially with my challenged immune system with comorbidities, that I just think it's just, for me, it's the right thing to do. Now, and so often, we look at these opportunities where I'm saying, hey, go get tested. I'm going to take the vaccine. But I think part of it is just, not, it's not my place to say if this is right for you or wrong for you. It really is my place to try to put the information out there and challenge the individuals to go seek facts, not opinions about what's happening. Facts, not opinions, is so important that you seek the truth and then weigh out the risk factors for yourself. And that's something that you and your family need to do for yourself. But really seek understanding, seek facts, and so you can make good decisions. And that's really the end game, is that you give people information and facts that they can make intelligent decisions that's going to impact their lives and their family. So the other thing I wanted to just ask for your help, if you would. A good friend of mine, actually, he's been on my show. He's one of my accountability partners. As you look at these New Year's resolutions, and especially when I look at my health and wellness, Chet Fortune, Coach Chet, has been very instrumental in terms of just helping me when it comes to health and wellness, and really helping to hold me accountable. He's a amazing fitness trainer, coach, very knowledgeable, but as you can see, he has been put in a very difficult situation. And you can see, I think we can show you that there's a GoFundMe campaign if you jump into at the bottom there. But his family, as you can imagine, he's paralyzed, I believe from the neck down, from a car accident. You can read his story, but I would ask that you join me and other friends, and what we do in the Heartland. We really have that heart and soul for helping individuals and families. And so this is a family that they need our help. Chet is you can't find a more giving individual of time and of his knowledge and resources. And so please go to his GoFundMe campaign, Coach Chet. His name is Chet Fortune. And let's do what we can to at least lift his spirits and remove some financial barriers, and make it, to compound really what has happened to him. Just before that accident, he lost his job. And so, it's just, when it rains, it pours. And I just think, in the Heartland, we have the heart to help each other during these difficult times. And so please go to GoFundMe and try to bless Chet as your heart desires. That's Chet Fortune, Coach Chet Fortune. He's experiencing a very, very challenging time right now with his health and having been involved with an accident, a tragic accident that has left him paralyzed and physically. So let's do what we can to try to help my man Chet. Hopefully we will get him back up. Chet, if you're watching this, man, it's like, hey, failure is not an option. We have to do what's necessary. And I know you're going to do your part. And I just hope people around you and folks that are viewing this show this morning will find in their hearts to reach out and try to bless you monetarily as you take on this new journey of trying to get back to some degree of your new normal physically. And so I wish you the best. God bless you. Most definitely will be lifting you and your family up in prayers. We're going to take a short break. When we come back, we're going to talk a little bit about Black history. This is the Black History Month, and let's talk a little bit about that in perspective to what's happening with health, with policing, with a lot of things that's happening in this country. We're going to talk a little bit about Black history, the significance. Stay with me. I'll be right back. Welcome back to Heartland Focus. I'm your host, Tim Clark. Hey, I want to want to thank you for tuning in. And, there again, I just, let's do what we can to help Coach Chet. GoFundMe campaign. He's trying to raise money. He's paralyzed due to a car accident. And so this is a very difficult time for him and his family. And so join me in helping to raise funds to help remove some barriers. I mean, it's going to be a long haul in terms of he just had lost his job before the accident, and so it's just a very challenging time for him and his family. So let's do what we can to try to lift him out of some of these pain points by at least removing some of the financial barriers. So that's Chet Fortune. Let's support this man and his family and help them get up and back out there. Hey, this is Black History Month. Now, January 7th, I celebrated my birthday. I'm 56 years old. And what I like to do is celebrate my birthday year. And so I'm going to remain 56 all the way through December, all the way up until January 7th of 2022. So what I'm asking you guys to do and join me each month, I'm going to pick a theme and or charity or something I'm going to do to cause a celebration of 56, right? And so for February, with it being Black History Month, what I'd like to do is try to bless two not-for-profit organizations. One is the Great Plains Black History Museum. It's located in Omaha, Nebraska, in North Omaha, on North 24th Street. And you'll be able to see there, you can go on there. They have virtual tours and a lot of different things. But what I would like for you to do is, I'm challenged. I need 56 members, okay? So if you join, if you could just email me and just say, hey, I'm going to help you with the 56 challenge. I just became a member of the Great Plains Black History Museum. I'm looking for 56. Really it's 55 because I still need to join, and I will join. You can see there on your screen. You can do it online. So I'm going to get that done, Eric. Eric Ewing is the executive director. You can see some of their board members, but this is so important that we support an entity that's going to continue to tell the story of the African American culture and people and the significance of it right here in the state of Nebraska. And so Black history is American history. Therefore, I think it's not just North Omaha, just Black folks' responsibility to help keep, these organizations lifted. I think it's all of our responsibilities to do what we can, because when we do not pay attention to our history and have a respect for it, there's just too many negative things that can take place. I think the pride, the confidence, and really understanding our past to help us navigate our future is so what we need to be about. And so I'm challenging. I'm 56 years old, so I need 56 members, individuals to join the Great Plains Black History Museum. I'm down to 55 because I got to do what I'm asking you to do, so I'm going to join. And so I'm looking for 55 people to join me in becoming a member of the Great Plains Black History Museum here in Omaha, Nebraska. And you can go to their website and actually do it all online, do it all electronically. The other challenge for this month is a short month, so I got to be mighty in my resolve to get a lot done, right? So it's the Omaha Star. It's historic. Mildred, the late Mildred Brown, founder. You're talking about Black history in terms of legendary. I had T.D. Sanders on the show a couple weeks ago. She's a publisher of that newspaper, and really, it's good news. So often we have so many negative energies and negative press about what's happening in your poverty challenge areas. But the Omaha Star is about reporting the good news. And so you can support them. They're again, 56. I'm down to 55 because I'm going to become a member of the Omaha Star newspaper. And so, and celebrating my birthday year, I really would ask that you join me in supporting these two organizations by taking out a membership. You can do it online, take out a membership. And I know we probably is more than 56 people out there that's going to be willing to join in and help out. But just for the sake of my birthday, I'm really at minimum trying to get 56 people to become a member. So my friends out there, don't let me have to start calling you and texting you. Hopefully you see this and you just do it because I appreciate it and do it in honor of my birthday. And really, that's just one hook to get it done, but really you do it because it's just the right thing to do. It's just the right thing to do is to support these entities like the Great Plains Black History Museum and the Omaha Star. They're again, I'm looking for 56 people out there to become member of these organizations. Let's do that. Our history, as we're looking at Black history, I was very fortunate a couple years ago to get a guided tour of the National African American Museum in Washington, D.C., and it was breathtaking. And I don't think I know that it's so important that as we move forward as a country, that we tell the whole story of these United States and the impact that Black folks have had in terms of this country and the world and the contributions, the good, bad, and the ugly. It's hard to move forward if you don't recognize in terms of just some of your pain points so you can better navigate your future. And so I'm very proud to say that I'm a product of North Omaha. When you think about just from a history, legends that have come out of Omaha, I think we can compete with almost most any city, from Bob Gibson to Marlon Briscoe, the first NFL quarterback, the legendary, still with us, Johnny the Jet Rogers. He was noted to be in the 100 years of college football, uh, in the top number one in several categories, in the top three, but just he's a bad dude. Right here from Omaha, Nebraska, North though. You have Bob Boozer, Bob Gibson, John Beasley. I mean, the list goes on and on. Nate Golston, the late Nate Golston. Kathy Hughes, that's still with us. Radio One, the largest really African-American radio stations in the country, right, in the world, was born right here in Omaha, Nebraska. Gabrielle Union, Danny Goodwin, Randy Goodwin, actor. I mean, it's just a phenomenal talent. Bud Crawford. Now we have just, right here that's in front of us is world renowned, one of the best fighters pound for pound in the world from North Omaha. And so Terrence Bud Crawford, man, just thank you for representing Nebraska, and particularly North Omaha, in such an amazing way. And so as we look at the work, right, as we look at this fragile democracy in our past and what has happened, even with health, with when you look at our Black history with the Tuskegee experiment and the reluctancy of Black folks taking the vaccine, that's all rooted in our history. And as we move forward, I believe things are much better, especially in terms of from a medical perspective, with all the things I talked about early on with comorbidities and health challenges that people of color are experiencing. It's so important that we lead with facts and not opinions, and go seek out the truths before you make decisions that could impact your life, especially when it comes to your health and this vaccine in terms of COVID-19. Our past has not been always good to us as far as this country. But one of the things I do know, what took place on January 6th in terms of that mob-like mentality, we have to stop that type of force in this country. It has happened, and when we look at the past, it has happened to Black people too often. When the Black Wall Street, Oklahoma, mob-like attitudes that just sparked this, this look the other way and just, destroying and burning down and taking the law into your own hands. We cannot allow that. That's why on what happened on January 6th, every single person that broke the law in terms of that insurrection that took place need to be held accountable. Every single person. It's time that we turn the page, that we're not going to tolerate mob-like mentality and attitudes where you take it in your own hand and you seek to destroy. And a lot of that was driven on just misinformation, not paying attention to facts and not paying attention to science and just looking the other way as it relates to the election. The people spoke. They voted. What are you going to do? Just overlook all of what took place and just say, just because you think and the courts can't prove that there was some fraud and injustice done? Come on now. We can't operate like that. We're going to take a short break, and I'll wrap up when we come back. Stay with me. I'll be right back. Hey, welcome back to Heartland Focus. Joining me is the executive director of the Great Plains Black Museum. Hey, Eric, thank you, man. I know we got a short time, but you got a short time. Tell folks in terms of just how they can get down with the museum.
Well, they can visit us. We're open Thursdays, Fridays, and Saturdays by appointment. They can go to the website at BlackHistoryMuseum.org and schedule an appointment. We're only doing it by appointment. We're practicing social distancing, mask required, and temperatures checks.
And they can see on the screen there their membership. I told them about the challenge in terms of 56, celebrating my birthday. I'm challenging my people out there to at least 56 minimum join the Great Plains Black Museum.
Yes, and I think we can do that. I think we can far exceed that. And Tim, I want to put a challenge to you to maybe do something on a monthly basis as it pertains to African American history. Maybe I can provide you some information that you can then share on a monthly basis with your audience.
I'm good with that because most definitely Black history is not just it should be just stuck in the month of February. It needs to be year round. So absolutely, we'll do that, man. I'm going to have you come back on because I think it's so important that we look at, from a historical perspective, Black history, particularly here in Nebraska, but also throughout the United States. It's so important what's happening right now in our country that we pay attention to Black history.
Correct. Because first and foremost, Tim, it's American history.
There you go.
Through the lens of African Americans.
Right on, man.
All our history.
Hey, I got to leave it there, man. But hey, Eric, I'm looking forward to having you come back on, and we're going to spend and we're going to do a deep dive in terms of Black history. Right on.
Sounds like a plan.
Right on.
Hey, thank you, Tim.
Right
Appreciate it.
Hey, that's all for this episode of Heartland Focus. Thank you for tuning in. Wear your mask, wash your hands, social distancing. Go get tested. Find the truth and the facts in terms of the vaccine and make that decision for yourself. Don't let it be driven in terms of opinion. Let it be driven in terms of facts and science. I'm your host, Tim Clark. Until next time, take the time to be good to yourself. It makes it so much easier to be good to others when you take the time to do you. I'm out.